And to begin, we'll start in easy pose, just taking a nice comfortable seat. And we'll just begin by setting our intention and connecting with our breath. So close your eyes and begin to go inward. And breathe into your belly. Carry it all the way up to your diaphragm and all the way to your costal arch. And let it go. And do that one more time and hold at the top. Consider your intention for the class or for today or this month. And release it with love. And inhale your arms up to the sky. And we'll take breath of fire. You can take this mudra with your thumbs pointing up. And to do this, you want to pump your diaphragm. So we'll start slow and then build up. As you exhale, you draw your core into your spine, and you can speed it up to your preferred speed. And inhale for a count of 7. Hold. Draw your hands to your third eye. Exhale. And let's take Om. And we'll begin nice and easy. You can place your hands on your thighs, your legs, and we'll just start taking neck rotations. Getting some motion in your neck, breathing in and out through your nose. Inhaling and exhaling the same duration. Grounding down to your sitting bones. Drawing your core into your spine. And take it the opposite direction. You can focus your attention at your heart or your third eye. And with your hands on your knees, we'll take Sufi grinds. And so you can just think of taking the spoon of your spine and stirring the bowl of your pelvis. Awakening that energy and your life force. Drawing it in to assist you today. Breathing in as you go forward and exhaling as you go back. And you can take it that opposite direction when you're ready.
Oh, I just laid an egg. Sorry.
Happens sometimes. A little squishy.
Do you like the sound of the roosters around here?
So when you come back to center, you can do the fascia. We'll do a structural integration move. So you can bunch up the fascia on the back of your hand, hold it down, and slowly begin stretching it out of your hand. And you can do it again.
You can't do this enough as a structural integrator. Cure yourself. All the pushing all the time, shortening your wrist. All right.
Make sure to do both sides. Yeah. Feels so good, huh?
Yeah.
All right. And we'll go ahead and come to our hands and knees for some cat and cow.
You want to do this other hand, or did we already do that?
Yeah. Make sure you get both sides.
Oh. Yeah. I got stuck on one, sorry.
Okay, you're fine. Can't do enough, huh?
Oh. Does anybody want to do it for me? All right, I'll stop there. Right.
Okay, so come to hands and knees with your shoulders over your wrist and your hips over your knees. And we'll start with cat and cow. Inhale to come up, lifting your chest towards the sun and the sky and your tail. Exhale as you curl into yourself, rounding in. Flowing on your own, inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and out through your nose. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you and breathing that up into your body and your mind.
This is where your psoas lets your lumbars come back, so play with it.
I feel it pulling.
Yeah.
And you can make it as expressive as you'd like. And you can begin taking rib circles, going one way, just taking your ribs in a circular motion.
You can mix that with cat-cow too.
And if you go one way, make sure you go the other way. Okay. Better not tell my bum twisted. Okay, and then from here, we'll do a little structure integration. So you can come down and place your forearm down and use your other arm and begin working your own arms and wrists. Radius and ulnar.
Yeah. Anything you want. I always get stuck at the wrist, just pushing down right here and going like this. And just getting that open because it gets so short from the structure work. But the whole arm needs it. The palm, everything. So you can just lean on it with your own weight.
And if you get one side, get the other side as well.
Listen to this.
Oh yeah, I got some
Jesus.
crunchy too.
Oh! Oh, there. Well, that's a good one.
And then while you're here, you can place your elbows
Yeah, this is a really great one.
elbows down and your knees down. And this is one of Gerald's gravity synthesis routines. And you can make circles or go side to side or rock fore and aft. But
Stretch
you're
that
basically
fascia.
working on breaking up the fascia on your elbows and your patella.
Nice and slow.
That chi moving.
And don't be afraid to even individually take an arm and go like that. Stretch it way away from your elbow. That arachnid process, that spider web around there, it's thick around your elbows.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to do one at a time. You can get more movement.
But you can start to play with the symmetry of them by doing them both at the same time.
Yeah.
Feel the difference in the pressure and movement. Now pull your head down like Lori says. Mess around with it. We don't spend enough time on our elbows and knees. Probably didn't as a kid either. We'd probably push to get up and walk, get up and walk.
And then from here, we're going to do, it's kind of a circular motion. So you're going to be going from back into child pose and circling your body forward and around and
that one's
all the
great.
way back.
Oh, God.
And just feeling the full range of motion. You can make it as expressive as you feel like it. Exploring your body's motions. Breathing in and out through your nose and reconnecting.
Now feel what it's doing to your knees. Don't be afraid to move your knees around while that's happening. Get it nice and free. So your kneecap should be able to move in all directions without being tethered. That's the model you're looking for. Completely free, your kneecap.
And go ahead and switch directions. And then end up in a wide-legged child's pose, forehead to the mat, arms stretched out and ground down, reconnect. Breathe into the space around you and out into the space around you. And slowly make your way back up onto your heels. And we'll do this motion where you just sit on your heels and you put one arm down. Pardon. You put one arm down and stretch one arm up and press your hips forward. Feel a nice stretch. And then you slowly bring your arm forward and serve it forward along the ground, bringing it to the opposite side behind you, and your other arm up with your pelvis coming out. And you can continue with this motion on your own, as fast or as slow as you like.
No, I forgot. You gotta come around this one. This one.
And balance out the sides, and we'll come to sit on our heels, and we'll do another gravity synthesis routine with Gerald. Come sit on your heels. And here you can find your sit bones with each of your heels, and you can rock fore and aft, or you can make circles, or both, whatever is going to work that tissue off of those sitting bones.
If your heels are so curved that you can't get them in there, try it one at a time. You know, just go off-centered and just make circles around your sit bones with your heel. One at a time if you can't get them both in there at the same time. Try to find where the gluteal fold is so you can get your heels in there with that little stirrup. It fits right in there, just like that. Then sit up on it. If it tears your pants, get stretchy pants. Okay. I've torn a lot of pants this way.
And while you're doing this, you can interlace your fingers behind you and pull them down and get a nice stretch. And now we'll take the rocking motion fore and aft, and we'll inhale our arms forward and exhale our arms back and interlace behind. And you can rock on your sit bones while you do that. Inhale forward, exhale back.
Try not to collapse your neck. Keep finding the top of your head.
Inhale forward. It's okay when you forward to round a little.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go back, you want to puff up your chest. Greet the day. Getting more motion in our spine. And from here, let's take a toe stretch. So you just want to sit on your toes. So you curl your toes under. And then you just sit back on your heels.
See if you can't find that as a chair, because your feet make a natural chair for your pelvis, eventually.
And from here, you can stretch your palms and just stretch your wrists and pull your fingers back towards you. You can do all of them at once or one at a time. Make sure you get the thumb.
Here's another way to do it. Come back this way. Still the same stretch, but then use your elbow to pull.
You can also flip it.
Like that. Kind of creates a lock too. They're all good. And this one's different because the ligaments are all, or the attachments of your fingers are all extended out here, so you can really feel the difference versus the other way. So try both.
Yeah. And when you're done, you can place your hands down on your mat in front of you, and we're going to slowly cross up into downward facing dog. And it's our first downward facing dog of the class. So begin just pedaling out your knees, walking them nice and slow, putting even distribution of weight in the palms of your hand. Let your neck relax down, gaze up towards your belly button.
Notice all the chemtrails in the sky. What are you doing?
And then slowly walk to the front of the mat. And here, dangle over bent thighs, bend your knees, let your belly rest onto your thighs, and just relax your head down. You can place your hands on the back of your head and take some deep breaths. And then you can place your hands down beside you and roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time, nice and slow.
Oh, I need a structural integrator.
Inhale your arms up really slowly as if there's resistance.
And reach out.
And then exhale slowly and get to the top as if there's resistance. Ripping down your arms, cleansing your aura. And then just as you dripped down, we're going to slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. So just let your body kind of hang and slowly roll back down. Dangle your neck, and then repeat, slowly roll back up. And then we'll come to take a wide-legged stance and make a figure 8 with our hips. So you just want to imagine you're drawing an 8 with your hips going from one side and back around. And you can make this slow or fast. You can include your arms. You can have them go in a figure 8.
Feel what your arms feel like in different places with the weight here versus out here, different ways. It affects your center of gravity, right?
Sometimes it feels nice to do the 8 with your arms too.
Move your energy balance.
Mm-hmm.
And take it the other way.
The other way was.
And then you can keep making the figure 8 with both legs on the ground, or you can play with having one leg up and trying to either make hip circles or figure 8, and it kind of throws off your center of gravity because you're moving your leg around. So you can play with what that feels like, finding a point of drishti, a point of focus, taking it both directions if you can. It's kind of funny. And then you can free your leg and shake things around. Move it. And then we'll do it on the other side. Going one way, trying to go the other. The other way's hard. And then free it up when you're ready. And it's just kind of fun because it throws off your center of gravity. And okay. And now that's exactly what we're going to do next, what Gerald's doing. So
I did it naturally.
Side to side.
Get out of the way so I don't hit anybody.
Yeah.
Play with shifting your weight from one side to the other.
You can bend your knees. Really
let your torso follow with your head, then do it with your head, look straight forward and let the torso go, all kinds of things. Then you can do the opposite way, you do it like this. Bend your knees and get it a little bit wider there. Omar, let your legs bend. Keep your head on top. Let your torso twist. Feel those arms hit wherever they're going to hit, let them hit there.
And you can have your neck follow.
Yeah.
And then you can keep doing this, or we can have a Lori-inspired move, and you can twirl it all around and flat.
Of course.
And take it the one way and the other.
I got to do it on my
Guy
mat.
falls in the pool because he's busy.
You get a free bath, yeah. Okay, and then when you're ready, we'll take a forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold. So just come to a wide-legged position, hands on your hips, engage your core, lift up from your pelvic floor, and then slowly begin lowering down, pushing out through your sitting bones. And you can stop wherever's comfortable for you. If you need to bend your legs, if you want to put your hands on the back of your head, or let them go on the ground and dangle, or if you want to bring them in near your feet and bring your head towards the ground, you can do that too. Breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold. And you can stay in this position, or you can begin twisting, taking your right hand to your left leg and your left arm to your right foot. Breathing new space into those ribs and your hamstring. And go ahead and take it the opposite direction. If you're twisted. Come back to center, and then slowly make your way back up to standing. And you can place your hands on your hips, and we'll take the full body hip rotations,
Oh, good.
letting your body kind of come forward, drop down, and then begin rotating to the right. Follow it all the way around. You can press out your hips as you
All
come
that
back.
cracking over there.
Uh-huh.
And then slowly come down. And then you can keep doing this on your own, at your own
Be
pace.
afraid to push your thumbs in your QL, too.
Get a double whammy.
Hold it, make it move. Probably sore, isn't it, from all the pushing around we've been doing?
Yeah.
Inhaling as you go down. Exhaling as you come up. And take it the opposite direction. Okay, and then we'll come to the front of the mat and we'll take a mountain pose. So begin finding your feet, press down to go up, tilt your aces up, tuck your tailbone down, lift your sternum up, knit your lower ribs and upper ribs in towards one another, draw your shoulder blades down, lift the back of your occipits up. Nice strong mountain. Inhale your arms above your head. Exhale as you fold forward, swan dive forward into your forward fold with straight or bent legs. Inhale as you come to a flat spine, really making a nice flat spine. You can place your hands on your thighs to find it. Exhale brings you down. Step your right leg back and we'll take a low crescent lunge, bringing your right knee to the mat, resting the top of your foot on the mat. Left knee is over the left ankle the best that you can. You can kind of come back and adjust your hips so that you tuck your tailbone and try to square up your pelvis the best you can, and then sink down into it. You can keep your hands here, or you can inhale your arms above your head. And take 5 deep breathing in. Exhale as you bring your hands down to frame your foot. And then shift your weight onto the top of your toes, come up onto your toes on the back foot, and shift your weight, and we'll come to Skandasana, or a little ninja warrior squat, bringing your leg out straight, squatting into the side and your hands to heart center. So your right knee's bent and your left leg's out straight. The best that you can. And try to, once you find it, you can take 5 deep breaths. Then place your hands to frame your foot, pop back up onto that back toe, and then roll over onto your ankle and bring your hip down towards the ground, and just let your foot kind of stay where it's at. And this is Fallen Warrior, and you can bring your one hand out in a mudra if you'd like.
And it's your 4th hour position. Those adductors sticking straight up. Right.
Then frame your foot, come back to center, and walk your left foot out to the side, and we're going to take lizard pose. So it's on the outer edge of your mat. Your knee can kind of come a little wide if you'd like. You can leave your back foot up and come down onto your forearms if it's accessible, if you'd like to. You can also bring your back knee down and rest your leg down, and then release your head. 5 deep breaths here. From here, begin making your way into pigeon pose, and to do that, just slowly walk that foot over to the opposite side of the mat. You can keep your foot flexed to protect your knees, ensuring that back leg's nice and straight. And you can bring it in closer to you to make it a little bit easier, or draw it out further to make it a little harder. And puff your chest up like a pigeon. And you can stay up, or you can fold over yourself and bring it on down, grounding into the earth.
If that's as far as you can go, then don't push it.
Yeah, go to where it's comfortable. Sometimes I even like to take prayer hands and put them on the back of my head. When you're ready, slowly walk yourself back up, bringing your legs out in front of you into a half split with a flexed foot. You can come up on your fingertips and find a nice straight spine. And you can stay here, or if you feel like folding over your legs, go right ahead. And when you're ready, slowly make your way back into your low crescent lunge. Inhale your arms above your head. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, open to the right. And you can stay here, or if you want a quad stretch, You can lift that back leg up towards you, flip your grip, and grab the toes, and you can kind of flirt with bringing them in to whatever range is accessible. You can even take a mudra if you want. And slowly release that leg down if you have it up. Take both hands and frame your foot. And then find your plank pose. Stepping back into a nice plank, engage your core. And then you can either lower your knees and begin kind of winding your spine like a snake, bringing your chest and your head down towards the mat and arching up into your upward facing dog or cobra. And exhaling back into your downward dog, and you can flow with it or go straight back. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring your heel towards your glute, almost as if you're a dog going to the bathroom on a fire hydrant, opening up your pelvis.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
You can stay here breathing into that space, or you can go into wild thing and flip your dog, bringing your back foot down towards the ground and then your arm pull up. But feel free to stay where you're at. If you are in wild thing, lift your pelvis up towards the sky, keeping those aces going. So shine. And gracefully make your way back into downward dog. And this time step your right foot forward, and we'll do it on the other side. Finding your low crescent lunge, this time on the other leg. Coming back, you can arrange your hips, tuck your tailbone, square off your pelvis, sink down so the knee goes over your ankle the best that it can. Once you're ready, inhale your arms up to the sky. And take 5 deep breaths. Exhale your hands down. Frame your foot. And we'll take the Skandasana, or the little Ninja Warrior on the other side, coming up onto your back toes and then rotating down onto your heel. Pressing out through your leg. You can even press into your bent knee on the right side. Bring your hands to your heart and take 5 breaths here. And then frame your foot, rotate back up onto those tippy toes, and then we're going to twist around, dropping your pelvis down towards the ground, bringing your trochanter down, resting here. You can bring your arm out to one side, fallen warrior. Take 5 breaths here. Begin to place your hands and frame your foot, and back up onto your tippy toes, and then find lizard pose, walking your right foot out to the edge of your mat. And you can stay up, or you can come down onto your forearms if it's accessible. You can leave that back leg straight and extended, or you can bring your knee to the ground and the top of your foot to the ground and relax your head down and take 5 breaths here. When when you're ready, you can press your arms back up and walk your foot over into pigeon pose. Walking your right foot over to the edge of the mat, knee comes down, keeping your foot flexed. You can puff up your pigeon first if you'd like, and then when you're ready, slowly come down. Feeling the support of the platform beneath you. Breathing into any places of discomfort. And when you're ready, you can slowly crawl up, and we'll find our half splits. Bringing the right leg out, flexing the toes, pushing out through your calcaneus ligament. And really feel the pull, pulling your femur back while you're tugging on your calcaneus. And you can stay here upright, or you can fold over, whatever you'd like. And begin to make a flat back and find your way back into your plank. And you can spiral yourself down, or you can just take a regular lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Yawn your left leg up towards the sky. And begin draping your heel towards the right glute. Try to square off your torso if it's twisting. And you can stay with that, or you can drop that foot down and come into your flip dog or wild thing. And your arms up over. Lifting your pelvis up towards the sky. And gracefully make your way back into your downward facing dog. As gracefully as you can. And slowly, you can either hop to the front of your mat or you can walk. It's up to you. Inhale, your arms above your head. And exhale, your hands to your heart. Good. Now from here, we'll come into a yogi squat. So you can take your feet to the width of your yoga mat. And we're going to do another gravity synthesis routine by Mr. Clark. And so you want to take your wrists, and as you come on down, you'll place them behind your knees in the popliteal space. And so it not only works on your popliteal, but also on your wrists. And you can make little movements that are organic, moving side to side, however you can kind of free up that fascia.
It's a good nutcracker, isn't it, really? Huh? A calf slicer and everything all in one.
Away with the popcorn.
Don't be afraid to put your feet down flat and maybe loosen the pressure if it's too much, Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can find your feet flat and then start stirring side to side.
Yeah, trying to keep a nice
and start bringing your head on top if it's possible. Pull with that. You can pull your torso around. Open and close. Pretend like your arms are moving your legs like that. Get it all worked around. That area is so neglected behind your knee. It's terrible. Just chewing it up.
When you're ready, you can plop your bum onto your mat. Place your feet out in front of you. Way to go. Okay. Find your sitting bones. And here we're going to, you can just kind of think of walking out your sit bones. This is another one of Gerald's routines. And you can bring your knees up or your legs up.
Exaggerate it. Real slow. Feel those lumps rolling across your sit bones.
I have to kind of go side to side.
Use your hands if you need to. Don't be afraid to do this motion where you're reaching this leg down long, tilt the pelvis, tilt it back that way. Stress out that side joint in the back to start moving forward and out. Good.
And then you can keep doing this, or if you feel open for it, you can take a forward fold. Inhale, your arms above your head. And exhale, you can draw your stomach in, think of holding or folding like a hinge from your hips, and fold over, drawing your belly into your back. Going to where it's comfortable, and if it's uncomfortable, straight legs, absolutely bend your knees. Inhale to flat back, and then make your way back up. Then bring your right foot in to your left thigh. And then inhale your arms up, and exhale, fold over yourself. And while you're here, feel free to rub your feet or your ankles.
You give yourself a handshake.
Stretch your toes. Still taking your Ujjayi breath, enjoying that inward motion. And inhale to come up and switch sides. Bring your right leg out, your left leg into your right thigh, finding your sit bones. Inhaling your arms above your head. And exhale to fold, and feel free to rub your feet, stretch your toes, and your ankles. And you're ready, slowly come up. And this time bring your left leg in towards your right sitting bone. Bring your right leg over, and we're going to take a simple twist. Bring your right foot to come in contact with the ground. Sit up nice and tall. Try to find your sit bone. Sometimes it can be hard here. And then you can twist like this, or you can hug, whatever's easier for you. So I like to breathe one arm up, place it behind me for support. Then take this arm and interlock it behind your knee and gaze out over your right shoulder. Inhale to find length, and exhale to twist deeper, knitting your ribs in. Bringing out your spine. And unravel yourself nice and easy, and take it to the other side. Bring your right foot in towards your left sit bone. Your left leg comes over, makes contact with the ground. Sit up nice and tall and kind of find your sit bones if you need to. I like to inhale my left arm up. Exhale, place it behind for support. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale as you move and twist and interlock the back of your arm on your knee. And you can gaze out over your left shoulder. Feel free to take a mudra if you want. And unravel yourself and come to lay down on your back. You can keep your knees up and give yourself a mini pelvic lift, bringing your hips up towards the sky, another one of Gerald's moves from structural integration. And slowly bring your vertebra down one at a time and tucking your pelvis at the same time, lifting your ACES up, tucking your tailbone down. Slowly lowering down, making contact. You can bring your knees to rest against one another. And then bring your right shoulder blade underneath you, making your scapula have contact with the ground, and your left. Bring your arms out to either side, and we'll take arm rotations, another one of Gerald's structural integration moves, and the gravity synthesis. To do this, raise your arms slightly off the ground, and then begin slowly lifting them up towards one another, stopping before your shoulder blades leave the pocket. So slowly raise them up, and then slowly lower back down. Rotate 30 degrees, coming back 30 and come back up, nice and slow, and then back down. Rotating 30 degrees further, your palms face one another, come up nice and slow. And back down. Rotating 30 degrees further, come back up. And back down. And begin rotating out of it, having your palms come to face one another. We'll do a smaller set today. And back down. Rotate 30 degrees the opposite direction. Your thumbs come up towards one another. Come back up. And back down. And in the starting position, come back up. And back down, nice and slow. Then pretend you have a gold coin in each finger and slowly carry that coin down towards your hips, tracing the ground about an inch off the ground, all the way down towards your hips. And then raise your arms up towards the sky. And here you can make little circles with your arms. And then you can bring your hands down by your side and rest them on your stomach or wherever's comfortable. Bring your legs to point up towards the sky, almost as if they're against a wall. Your knees are touching and ankles are touching the best that you can, and we'll do another one of Gerald's structural integration gravity synthesis routines. And this is leg rotations. So rotate your legs immediately in towards one another, trying to keep your knees touching. Go to the maximum expression, and then rotate away from one another, going out. And then you can flex your feet and rotate in towards one another, and out. And then you can take your legs and spread them out wide if that's comfortable, or you can just leave them straight up. Just letting your legs spread open nice and wide. You can place your hands on your inner thighs and just let gravity kind of open up your pelvis. From here, you can go into happy baby, bringing your legs in towards one another. Your arms reach through the inside of your legs, grabbing the outside of your feet, and pull your feet down, bringing your lower back into the mat. Kind of tuck your shoulder blades if they've hiked up, bringing them down. Find length in the back of your neck. You can keep your baby still, or you can make it a happy baby and rock it side to side, whatever feels best to you. You can have bent legs, or you can straighten your legs. whatever feels best. And we're beginning to wind down the practice. You can draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice hug, love yourself. And then drop your knees over to the left side for a supine twist and gaze out over your right shoulder. Nice big belly breaths. Let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Breathe in love and breathe out love. Come back to center and take it over to the other side, gazing out over the opposite arm. And come back to center and take a figure 4, taking your right leg and taking your ankle over your knee and thread the needle, grabbing through your legs. And you can press that right knee out to find a deeper stretch. You can keep it still or you can rock it side to side. And then you're just going to take this figure and drop it over to the left. So just drop it down, letting your foot come in contact with the earth. And you can take your hand to your knee and bring it towards you or push it away from you. Feel what feels best. You can move it back and forth. And then gaze out over the opposite shoulder. When you're ready, come back to center. Switch legs. Left leg comes over the right. Thread the needle. And you can keep it still or rock it. And when you're ready, you can drop it over to the right side, letting that foot come in contact with the ground. Placing your hand on your knee and drawing it towards you or away. And gazing out over the opposite arm. When you're ready, make your way back to center. You can place your heels back on the ground. Give yourself another self-pelvic lift, lifting your hips up towards the sky in a bridge pose. And slowly lowering down one vertebra at a time, tilting and tucking your pelvis until it's flat. And coming into your final resting pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. You can bring one leg out to the edge of your mat, let your foot open, and the other leg. Bring your other palm or your palms out and face upward to let in the energy of the day. And rest here. Read a quote to you guys. Here's a quote from the Masters of the Far East that you can meditate on.
Louder.
Learn to thrill yourself. Affirm. Infinite love fills my mind and thrills my body with its perfect life. Make everything bright and beautiful about you. Cultivate the spirit of humor. Enjoy the sunshine. And this is teachings from Siddha. You can stay here for as long as you'd like, or you can begin wiggling your fingers and toes to slowly start waking up your body, taking wrist circles and ankle rotations. Draw one knee in and the other knee, and begin taking windshield wipers, slowly wakening up your body from its rest. And roll over onto your right side. Make a little pillow with your arms. Take a breath here. And slowly begin finding your way to a seated position. You can close your eyes and try to keep your attention inward. You can place your hands on your knees or wherever's comfortable. Find your sitting bones. Inhale your arms up, and we'll take breath of fire again. Begin. Inhale for a count of 7 and hold. Inhale for a count of 7 and hold. And exhale whenever you're ready. Bring your hands to your third eye or your heart center. And we'll take Om. Namaste. The divine spirit in you. Bows to the divine spirit in you.
Very well done.
That was lovely, especially after our session yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
My pleasure.
Thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
Okay, is this thing still running? Oh no, I can't tell. Yeah, it is. Okay. Lori Ivy and Justin Pilcher and Omar the Egyptian Sheik, Ouida and Jerome Papa Puetz. What do you have to say to the Gravity Body students that want to come here to scary Mexico? Look how scary it is. Oh my word. Is everybody scared? Okay. What do you have to say?
Hi. We'd love it if you come down here and practice yoga and learn the art of structural integration and help change others find their highest potential.
On behalf of Gravity Body Academy, this is Gerald Clark. Thank you for joining us. And we out. All right. Boom.